Do you want to know if this Fiend frame is right for you? Today's Stack BMX Shop is going to do and explain a review on the Garrett Reynolds Signature V2 frame. As always, we want you to like this video, turn on your notification bells, subscribe to our channel, and comment on this video to win a bunch of free stuff from our bike shop. Hang tight because later on in the video we're going to tell you how to do just that and all the rules and what you get. Yeah, this is the Garrett Reynolds Fiend V2 frame, and this is mainly designed for a street/skate park rider, and it's got a bunch of cool features on this frame, and I'll explain starting from the front to the back. So first off, I noticed that it has a super, I would say, not necessarily thin, but a lightweight head tube. This thing has been machined externally and internally to reduce as much weight as possible, and I noticed that the cups sit pretty high on here to give you a lot of clearance for your headset cap. Another thing is it's got a pretty cool sticker pack on here. It has this little skeleton guy giving everybody the bird, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then yeah, it's got some other little detailed features in here. I think these graphics actually look really sick. So I think that's the main part of this frame. It also got a Fiend graphic right here, and I think the slime and stuff like that looks really rad. And then it's got a super complex graphic kit on the seat tube right here. So there's a ton of stuff going on. There's a lot of things that are going on in Garrett's head that he wanted placed here, and I believe Eben Fisher created these graphics. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe so. But I'm not 100%, I'm about 98% sure. But overall, I think the graphics look super dope, and just how they all come together look really rad. So that's it for the head tube and the graphics. Now let's get to the top tube and the down tube. This frame comes in a 20.5, 27.5, and a 21-inch top tube length. If you're wondering what the top tube lengths are and how to measure them, it's the center of this seat tube to the center of this seat tube, and that creates the top tube length. So if you're, different heights and stuff like that on the shorter side, it's going to be a 20.5, I would say. Under 5'10". If you're 5'10" to, or actually like 5'8" to about 6'1", I would say you could run about a 27.5. 27.5 is the most common size top tube length. And then if you run, a little bit taller, or you like to ride a longer frame, then 21-inch is going to be from about, I would say, 5'11" on up to run a 21-inch frame. So yeah, the difference between running a small frame and a long frame is that on a shorter frame you can get a lot more spin out of it. Your tail whips will move faster, and it'll just be a little bit easier to control. Now on the longer side of things, a 21-inch frame or something longer, and well, excuse me, I'm kind of mumbling, but if you are running a longer frame and you're a little bit shorter, the reason why you would want a longer frame is so that the bike kind of tracks straighter. If you're jumping big jumps, stuff like that, it's gonna want to track straighter, and you're not gonna have to work as much to keep the bar straight. So that's the difference. I kind of forgot a little bit thing about the head tube. The head tube angle is 75.5, so that's how steep the actual head tube angle is. That's kind of on the steep side of things. So the 75.5 head tube angle is good for nose manuals, front end tricks like hangover toothpicks, hang fives, things that you're gonna kind of want to get the back end up and balance on the front end. So pretty steep, along with the different size top tubes, you can kind of create it for your own. Another cool thing about this frame is that it doesn't have a gusset on the top, but it actually has an internal gusset on the inside of this top tube. Also, these tubes are double butted, so the top tube and down tube are double butted, so it's making the tubes a lot stronger, but still remaining really light. Like the same thing on the down tube, double butted, and it has internal gussets on the inside up here and down here. But also too, the down tube has a gusset on the bottom. That's so that your frame doesn't pull apart if you're doing a lot of disasters or a lot of nose tricks, which this frame is obviously made for. It just kind of supports it a lot more. It also has no welds right here on this gusset to keep the integrity of this actual tube right here. So once you start heating that up, it fatigues it and stuff like that. So good looks on Fiend's part by not actually welding it right there. So it makes it pretty cool and super heavy duty. This next is like the seat is a seat tube angle. Seat tube angle is 71 degrees, so that's not necessarily steep and not too mellow. Mellow would be like 69 or 70. Steep would be about 72, 73. This one comes at 71, so it's pretty normal. It also comes with a built-in seat clamp. This comes with a 5mm bolt and nut. The cool thing is that they didn't actually thread the actual seat clamp, so that you can go to the regular hardware store and you can buy like a bolt or a nut if this ever strips out, which I think is very cool, because a lot of people lose these, or they ever crank their seat post clamp and they actually, break that bolt. So I thought that was very cool. Another thing I noticed is that the seat tube isn't a straight tube, it's actually slanted with the chainstays, so that gives it a really cool look. Thought that was dope. Another thing about this actual seat tube is that it's externally machined down. So if you look really close here, this seat tube actually tapers from large to thin right here. So it's real thin here, and then it gets thicker here. That's to keep the weight down. This, I guess, center of the triangles, it's a little bit harder to break. You usually don't see frames breaking right here. So machining this down to get rid of a lot of the weight is very cool. Another thing is it's got a pretty cool shaped bottom bracket. This has been internally machined and externally machined. So if you look on the bottom of here, you can kind of see this hourglass look. And then if you look inside of the bottom bracket, you can see almost the opposite side. And then it has a couple steps for your actual bearings. It has a bunch of holes in here. I don't know if you could see those, but you can see holes for the seat tube, the down tube, and the chainstays. Mainly to let it breathe, but taking out excess material allows more material to be taken out, thus making it weigh a lot lighter. But the main thing I think is cool about this bottom bracket is the fact that it has an hourglass shape to it. And people ask why that's kind of cool. Is like if you're doing derrick dusters or anything like that, I don't know if you know what derrick dusters are, but that's when you grind on your back peg and you let your front end sit over. It actually will lock in right there. If you're doing like pedal grinds and stuff like that, it'll help you lock in grinds right there. So I thought it looks pretty cool. I thought it'd help you out, and then it actually does make it look super cool right here, how it's very small compared to a lot of the other bottom brackets where they're big and bulky. Also too, when doing crooks and stuff like that, it'll lift up the bottom bracket a little bit, keeping it away from any rails, especially if you go up and over the kink. Your bottom bracket tends to hit right there, so it'll just help lock in on a kink rail. So definitely cool on that part. Let's go to the rear end. So this rear end comes in at a 13-inch rear end, so center to here to center of the dropout is going to be 13 inches long. Remember, if you buy a new frame and you have an old frame and you have it slammed and you use the same chain, sprocket, and rear gear / rear wheel, and you just mount the chain and everything and you bolt it right up, you don't shorten your chain or anything like that, you will still have the same rear end length. It doesn't matter how many different frames you go through, but if the chain and sprocket is still the same chain and sprocket, you didn't cut any links out or anything like that, that rear end will still be the actual same. So if you get a shorter frame, make sure you take out some of your chain links, make sure you slam it a little bit more, and make sure that rear end's a lot shorter as you're looking for. So yeah, definitely cool on this part, because this has a super wide chainstay. Notice how wide it is here. That's to run a lot larger tires, like most of you guys like to ride it. 2.4, and it can go even up to a 2.5 tire can fit in here, no problem. The same thing with the chainstays. It has a very wide, I would say, stance so that this wheel could fit in there. And yeah, notice also too, I think this is a pretty cool feature, and is where these actual chainstays, they actually meet up with the top tube and they actually weld over the top tube. This is a pretty cool feature, mainly because it gives it a lot more welding surface. Also too, this top tube has been welded together first, and then this chainstay is welded over. So not only are you protecting it or helping it out by, I guess you would say, capping over this top tube, it actually makes this whole section a lot stronger. A lot of times the frames break from like right here, and that's majority of where frames break, or on the top tube, and they kind of got this covered. So you know this frame is gonna last a long time. It's obviously Garrett Reynolds frames. You know he does big drops, you know, I mean, big crazy nollie bars, tail whips, you know, I mean, you name it, dude's a freaking god of just bicycle tricks. He's got everything under his bag, and he just literally just annihilates everything. So you know this frame's definitely gonna hold up, and you know they had to think about some features like that. So that's a cool feature on here. Another thing I noticed is that it's got these pretty cool U-shaped chainstays and seat stay bridges and chainstay bridges right here. It's angled a little bit so that it just creates more welding surface area, and it just makes this rear end a lot stiffer. I don't know, it looks super, super dope. Another thing is that it's got caps on the end of the actual seat stays and chain stays. So there's no open ends where water or debris or anything like that could get into. So I think those caps look super, super sweet. Another thing is it's got Invest casted 6mm dropouts, and then it's got integrated chain tensioners in here. We don't have them bolted in here, but they definitely go in there and they just come out, and they could help you out by positioning your wheel and making it straight. But look at these dropouts. These things are super, super thick. So if you're having problems bending dropouts and you know, I mean, messing up your back wheel or your threads on your back wheel, then definitely look at this frame. This thing's got huge, huge dropouts to help protect it. Let me see. Oh, bottom bracket height is 11.625, which is actually pretty low. I think that's dope for doing manuals. The lower the bottom bracket, the lower center of gravity you're gonna have, the easier it is to do manuals and stuff like that. Another thing is that it's the seat to standover height. I can't remember this. Standover height is 9 inches, so it's not super high like a 10-inch, and it's not super low like an 8-inch park frame. So it just hits it right in the middle. But yeah, overall this thing's super, super dope. Yeah, if you get it from our shop, we ship it out the next business day. So if you're trying to get a frame fast, I mean, hit us up. Most of these frames go out 3 days. So if you live in Florida or anything like that, you'll get it in a couple days, definitely before a week. And if the UPS guy or, you know, I mean, USPS guy doesn't screw it up. But yeah, if you're looking for a frame and you want it fast, then definitely hit us up. We'll ship it out to you very quick. And yeah. No, super, super dope frame. Good job over there at Fiend. Good job, Garrett Reynolds, for designing a dope frame. Good job, Evan Fisher, for making these sick graphics. And whoever was involved in making these frames, good job. This thing looks sick. This thing comes in 3 different colors. It comes in this trans black, it comes in a trans raw, and then a trans tea green. So if you're looking for one of those, hit up our website at stackbmx.com. Right now we're doing free shipping on all our frames, so take advantage of that. Support our shop and support Garrett Reynolds and the Fiend crew. Buy one of these frames. So yeah, we told you earlier that we're going to give away a free parts package and a free bicycle, and by how we're giving that away is all you got to do is like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video, turn on your notification bells, and then comment below. Tell us what you like about these videos, what you don't like about these videos, what I guess parts or frames or bikes you guys want to see in the future, any tech tips or anything like that, just help us out. We're trying to figure out what you guys want and try to, cater to our audience and give BMXers what they want to see on YouTube, and just try to make a better video for everybody. So just by doing that, we'll enter you into a contest to win a bunch of free parts from us. At 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give away a parts package with a pair of tires, a pair of grips, a pair of pedals, and a seat, shipped to you guys free of charge. And then all you got to do is do those things. Also too, we're going to give away a bike at 5,000 subscribers, and the bicycle is going to retail for $300, and it's going to get shipped to you guys free of charge. And all you got to do, like I said, is just like this video, comment, and do those other things. Subscribe to our channel, and you could be the winner. But yeah, thanks for watching our channel. We appreciate you guys for checking this video out. And if you guys want to see some other bike videos that YouTube suggests to you, check out that link right there. If you want to check out more explainer reviews on parts, check out that link. If you want to buy this frame, hit that link. If you want to subscribe and enter, hit that link. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow.